There's going to be the new Universal Studios right by Area 15. Hauntworld viewers, this is Rich Strelak from the Asylum Hotel Fear here in Las Vegas. I'm at the Mirage for the Halloween Expo costume shop. Covered this last year, so we're going to do a quick walkthrough. This is the last day, so I only have a short period of time here. So I'll give you some overviews. We'll skip a lot of the stuff that's the big costumers where you need $500-600 minimums, and it's just you're doing it just if you have an actual store. We're going to try and focus on things that are more haunt related. So here we go. As opposed to last year, this is the front corner, and this was pretty much open up last year. There wasn't very many booths, kind of a lot of open space. This year they've moved Ghoulish up towards the front, and they're packed here, and they've actually added another room which we'll cover. So let's kind of walk down the main section here. Got Ghoulish, California Dreams, California Girls, Loftus. Loftus has a whole Halloween section, obviously. So it looks like they've expanded a bit. So I'm sure you can get a link and get the actual number of vendors that were here. We're going to try and again focus on some of the stuff like KBW. They have a huge list. Morris seems to have expanded a little bit this year. Let's check them out. One of the first year I covered it, they had basically a ground booth and like 4 or 5 props. That was it. So they've increased their presence. How about a little ghost strike? Oh, they finally got the no vacancy signs. I really need to buy a couple of those. Anybody with a hotel. Skeletons crack me up. We have so many skeletons of things that don't have a skeleton. So Morris has definitely increased their presence at this show. And now we're going to do a section here just for Larry. Larry claims I didn't do this last year, so I'm going to do it this year. Guess what? Look, it's Trick or Treat Studio. So just for Larry, we're going to do an in-depth walkthrough of Trick or Treat. That's actually pretty cool.
Should we bring it back?
Lots of masks. And some of these vendors, if you do have a store, obviously a little more interest for you. Notice more and more of the haunts are getting into handling their own stores. So maybe eventually this show will be something that's a little more up your alley, even if it's a dark alley. Just for you, Larry. Lots of goodies. Well, how many different versions of Michael Myers are there? Just for you, Larry. Trick or Treat Studios. Now, sometimes we're going to have to think outside the box, too. Could be some different vendors, like this guy is carrying pillows. Who knows?
How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you tonight?
Very well.
I think think somebody covered this before about the socks. But they sell socks. I guess you can have custom ones made with your own haunt on them. Alright, so doing our quick walkthrough. Alchemy, handmade. I think I covered them last year. They do have a lot of cool stuff. Lord Grimley. As you can see, no one listens to rules. Packing up already. Show's supposed to be over at 3 o'clock. Shirts. Ghostface will be making a return. Soft masks, hats. The disadvantage I have of coming here last minute, is that I missed all the freebies. That is one thing that they do. They try and bribe you here. So as an attendee, they usually have a free lunch. Afternoon, they'll have a little snack thing going on. I'm late. I missed it all. Primal, I've gotten stuff from them. They have some really good product. So this is the buyer's lounge area. You got your big boys with stuff, small stuff if you do giveaways. Boots. Oop. A lot of the makeup that's going to be here is going to be the same we're going to get at Transworld. Seems like every show now has a radio provider. I don't know about you guys, but we actually bought our own radios too. Rented for a couple years, and then the rental got a little expensive. I did like the fact that you got newer equipment, but after a while we were getting older stuff, so why bother? We bought our own. So seems like most of the booths have about the same. Music legs, I think they're a little smaller last year. There is another room we will cover. Now whether that new room is additions that couldn't get in or what, we'll find out. Because it does seem to be a lot of the same vendors year after year. Covered this guy last year. They did have a lot of decent stuff for resale, a lot of skeletons. So it looks like you might have to come to shows like this if you want your big skeleton, since Home Depot says they're not going to carry it anymore. Alright, all the cloths and things, signage. Our generation. So, am I the only one that's waiting for Beetlejuice? Alright. So this one was Sunstar, if you were looking for that. Alright, Disguise is in again. Somebody didn't do good, or they've got an early flight. Lake Avenue is about the same spot. Neptune's back in with their foam props and replicas. So we are on the opposite end of the show floor. So it gives you a view where we covered a lot of ground in a short period of time here. But again, a lot of the bigger costume vendors we really don't have a need for. I've seen these guys before. They have some really good stuff, but then again, they're minimums, and one costume is cool, but I really don't want to have to buy a dozen of each costume. These guys would be good for any store. So this is Kamiko. Is this useful? Party wear, candles. Zagon Studios. Alright, what I'm trying to look for is a little niche vendor, this little guy, first time out type people, where you go, oh, that's kind of unusual. These guys have about some sunshades with Elvira. These guys have a whole lot of patches. I know some haunts are using those as giveaways and stuff with their actors. And the Halloween t-shirt company. Flashback and Freedom. They've been around at shows for years and years. So we're just kind of backtracking down the second crossover aisle. And we'll head over to the new room and see what's over there. Okay, this is on a crossover aisle. Mindscope products. They were here last year. They had a very small booth. Yeah, maybe a single booth space, 10 feet. And now they've expanded. They've got like a 20 by 20 here. So these are all the projections on stuff. So they're increasing their footage. Okay, can I make a quick note on this? Space seems to be about the same for a lot of the major vendors. One thing I've noticed a little bit more this year is a lot of them are there's no outside space. They're using wall panels blocking it off, so you only have one entrance. Unlike these guys were using their outside wall. It seems like a lot of the bigger vendors here are not. So they're using up footage, but they're not using up the display space. You can see what I mean. This is all closed off. So several of those have done that. So let's head over to the new section, see if there's anybody new. All right, here's the new Montego room. See how much we can get before everybody closes up. Big Chris art. These guys are new. Devo Boo. Popularity products. Advanced graphics. Maybe have these done of your icon characters. So not a huge extra space, but we'll see what all they've got. Don't know what these guys were, or these. These guys are Gowan. American Classics licensed apparel. Gift shop stuff. Stage frights.
Are you familiar with the concept?
Custom printed steel cups. New exhibitor.
Yeah, because I can
Ornaments.
definitely go up a prototype, and then what numbers are you?
And last aisle. And postmortem. Horror boutique. All right, so that was our quick tour. So, as you saw, show's about the same space as last. They've reconfigured a little bit. A couple of the bigger vendors, they might have gotten an extra space or two. So they did open up this Montego hall. Smallish, but had a couple new vendors in there. So again, unless you have a big costume shop, you can see it. Go online, see the vendors, and contact them there. So we'll see you next time, or see you at Transworld. Bye.
For scary videos and more, subscribe to our YouTube page, Hauntworld.com.